Dr. Allan Magaziner, and I practice in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I've been there for about 33 years already and practicing integrative and functional medicine, and started right out of my residency in alternative and complementary medicine field, and been doing it ever since. Well, I actually heard about chelation when I was really in college, and my mother actually became my first chelation patient after I graduated from medical school, and I started chelating her because she was having some heart problems. And she was my first patient and did great. She had a significant heart problem, and she was told she needed bypass surgery and wouldn't live too long without having surgery, and I ended up chelating her, and she lived another like 20 years. And she did fantastic. So it was at that point, after my mother had become a patient of mine, that I started treating other patients. And I've been treating patients now for well over 30 years with this treatment, and found it to be extremely effective for many, many patients so far. And they love it, and I enjoy it too. I've had some treatments myself. Well, I started coming to ACAM when I was a third-year medical student. And I remember coming to the first meeting, and I was like the young kid on the block, and met some of the heavyweights back then, and they were wondering, what's this young kid doing there? But I've been coming to ACAM for more than 30 years now. And years ago, it would be twice a year we would have our meetings, but now it's once a year. And so I've been to probably well over 30 meetings so far, and ACAM has been the single most informative conferences for me of how I learned much more about how to treat my patients. And it's given me a great background for integrative and functional medicine. And I couldn't say enough about it. I mean, ACAM has been my professional home away from home, and I really appreciate everything I've learned here so far. Yeah, I've been on the board of directors or advisor to the board for probably 25 years now. And I was the president of ACAM from about 2003 to 2005, and I'm currently now an advisor on the board. I was also one of the program chairmen for about 4.5 to 5 years back in the late 1990s, where I helped coordinate the conferences. And so I've been very, very active with ACAM since early, I think it was 1990s. So I've got to meet some great people, I've got to meet some great speakers, of course, and I've developed a lot of great friendships as a result of these meetings. I think it's really important that other physicians realize that chelation therapy has been around for more than 70 years, and in the United States alone it's probably about 60 years. By the way, ACAM has been teaching chelation therapy since about 1972, so we're almost 50 years now that I think ACAM is the leading organization in the world to teach safe and effective chelation therapy. And I believe that other physicians need to know that it is a very safe treatment. There's been several hundreds of thousand treatments given so far in the United States alone, and it's been found to be extremely safe, very effective. And as long as you follow the rules and understand how to do it and are properly trained, I think it's a very safe and effective therapy. I think the general public needs to know too that chelation is a safe and effective treatment. It's not this harmful therapy that other doctors may have told them that it might be, or that they've read about on the internet somewhere, that they can truly improve their health care with chelation therapy. And I think that's why we're studying it now, to show that once again, and to prove that chelation therapy for the public can be extremely effective. And not only that, it could be life enhancing and life saving too. And we saw that in the first TAC trial, where patients who received chelation therapy compared to placebo lived longer, they lived healthier, and there were virtually no significant side effects at all. So I think the public really needs to understand that this is a very safe and effective treatment when properly administered in the proper ways. I remember one patient who came to me and told me a major hospital around the area where I live and where I practice told him he needed bypass surgery right away or he won't survive. And this was about 20 years ago now, and he started chelation therapy, and to this day he still comes to me periodically. He claims that chelation therapy saved his life. He never had the surgery at all. He is completely functional. He's never had a stroke or a heart attack, and he said that it's improved quality of life. And he's just thrilled with the therapy. He says he'll never stop getting the treatment periodically in our office. So I'm thrilled about that. I mean, we've had many, many patients over the years who think that this is something that's been a great benefit to them and has virtually saved their lives or improved the quality of their life. I think ACAM has the most experience, know-how, and has done the most clinical trials in regard to, or has been a part of the clinical trials in regard to chelation therapy. And I also would say that the presentations are extremely professional. They're well-grounded. They're non-commercial. And they're cutting edge. I think the information that I've gleaned from ACAM over the last 30-something years now has really been at the forefront of medicine. And I know that when I go back to my office after each of these meetings, I get inspired, and I go over everything with my staff, what I've learned. And I think that our patients feel the energy, and they benefit from the information that I learn and other physicians learn every year at ACAM. So I'm just thrilled that this organization has been so successful and has been at the forefront of teaching other doctors the best forms of innovative and integrative medicine. For those younger doctors who are interested in learning much more about alternative or complementary therapies, I would highly recommend that they come to a meeting, see what it's all about, experience the energy, the positive energy, experience the lectures, because you don't learn this kind of stuff in medical school. This is something that young doctors have to learn about by stepping out of bounds a bit and taking some initiative, like I did back when I was a young student, and really looking to gain knowledge that is really cutting edge and something that's going to help them and their patients for the rest of their lives. I just want to say for any doctors, patients who are interested in learning more about chelation therapy, but it's not just chelation therapy. It's how to handle and how to treat your patients better, how to be more effective in treating the difficult cases. And ACAM gives you additional tools. It allows you to have many more tools in your treatment pocket, and mostly extremely safe and cost-effective treatments too. And I just highly recommend it for anybody that's looking to learn much more than what they're going to learn through typical and conventional medical journals, through medical schools and residency training. It gives you a whole nother perspective of how you can best be an effective physician.